From Hollywood, time once again for Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. Thanks for joining us. Money TV is the program all about money and what makes it happen. Lamestream media outlets were falling all over themselves last week as the looming government shutdown was being reported on. Armageddon-style countdown clocks appeared at the bottom of our TV screens on a 24/7 basis. CNN and MSNBC devoted hours-long programs to the event, and they tried to spin the blame in the direction of the administration. Nancy Pelosi, who once referred to government shutdowns as legislative arson, voted twice this last week to do just that, shut down the government. Now, the left used the threat of a government shutdown to try and make Trump look bad, and the media was doing everything they could to aid and abet. They told horror stories of the devastating effect a government shutdown would have on the U.S. economy. This is the same red-hot U.S. economy that they themselves have been failing to report on. Now, government employees affected by a shutdown, they don't lose a dime. They get paid after the shutdown ends. Okay, so some national parks and museums get closed for a couple of days, which can be inconvenient for people who included their visits and their vacation plans, but the effects are hardly earth-shattering. The government was shut down over the last weekend. Did you even notice? Did anyone outside of Washington notice? If the government shuts down and no one outside of Washington notices, does it actually happen? Now, keep in mind that the reason for the Democrats voting to shut down the government, which affected U.S. taxpayers, was primarily over a group of people who are living here illegally, most of whom are not paying taxes. Let that sink in for a minute. A 2013 report from the Federation for American Immigration Reform said that the total annual cost at the federal, state, and local levels for illegal immigrants is $113 billion. Now, that staggering number represents about a sixth of what we spend on national defense and a fourth on what we spend on national infrastructure. Let that sink in for a moment. Chuck Schumer is taking heat from the radical resist Trump movement for caving on the shutdown. You can call it what you will, but all that was accomplished was a lot of hot air and kicking the can down the road to February 8th, where the brouhaha starts all over again. Now, here's something that has no brouhaha whatsoever. It's our toll-free number, good from anywhere in the world you're watching the television program, 888-259-4449. Call that number toll-free to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free, as is the call, 888-259-4449. Visit us at MoneyTV.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Well, our first guest is joining us this week over the phone, Mr. Don Smith. Don's the Executive Vice President of Smart Cannabis Corporation. SCNA is their stock symbol. Don, welcome back to the program.
Glad to be here, Don.
Well, we're very pleased to be reinitiating coverage of the company, featuring a longer interview with you in a subsequent program. But why don't you bring us up to date on what the company's been doing since we last spoke?
I'll be glad to. So 2018 is here, and so we were starting out with revenue. Just this week, we were pleased to announce the first two revenue releases, showing the first revenues of 2018. And we believe whether it's 1 or 2 or 50, we put that revenue news out for the investing community to know. So you'll see more and more of those as we close sales and finish deliveries here in the first quarter. Secondly, our media activities are quite surprising. We really primed the pump with media activities in the fourth quarter, and I'm really pleased to see that not only your show but other mechanisms that we're investing in, are helping position John Taylor and myself as experts in the industry and not just position us as a greenhouse company. So that's working well, and we expect that to continue building momentum here in the first quarter. And sort of pinnacle to that is, I'm really proud as a company that we undertook this development of the Smart App, the automation application that we completely finished in-house, and it's now available and launched formally on the Apple platform. It's available in the App Store. I believe we're going to demonstrate that on your show here in an upcoming episode, right?
Yeah, we look forward to that as well.
And then I guess, it's earnings time, so, we're starting to get closure here on our fourth quarter and our yearly financials for 2017, which will be the first full year of operation with the existing management team, and we're looking forward to getting those out on time in mid-February and consequently seeing positive results in the investment community over what we've done.
Well, it's been exciting to watch your company in 2017, and of course, we're looking forward to more of that in 2018 as we feature you again. But 2017 had to be classified even by you internally as a banner year for the company.
I think so. In fact, not myself, but we get the feedback from our investors and from advisors and from clients as well. Our stock was up 56,000% approximately in 2017, and we did several $1 million of documentable revenue, and I think the financials are going to show that favorably. And I'm proud to say that I think we're still one of the only profitable companies in this space.
Well, it's really interesting. Again, Smart Cannabis Corporation, SCNA. As I mentioned, we've reinitiated coverage of this company. We have a long interview coming with Don here in studio very shortly. Don, very exciting. We're looking forward to this. Thanks so much for joining us once again.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.
Take care. Well, joining us now direct from Phoenix are two gentlemen with Single Point Incorporated. Their stock symbol's SING. Of course, CEO Greg Lambrecht. Greg, always good to see you.
Oh, thanks for having me, Don.
And Kevin Harrington, original Shark Tank member, now acting as spokesman for Single Point. Kevin, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Don. Good to be here.
Now, Greg, you announced previously that you're embarking on a national ad campaign with Kevin for the Single Point cryptocurrency payment app. Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, we couldn't be more excited to have Kevin on board Single Point, and that's exactly what we're doing today. We're shooting an ad that's going to be a national TV ad to show people how to download coins to their wallets, and we're going to be one of the first companies to come out with this, so we're really excited about it.
Well, Kevin, you and I have worked together previously. I'm obviously very aware of your profile and success in the business world. Now, I'm certain that you get lots of offers. What was it about this deal that encouraged you to take it on?
Well, so Don, I got involved in the Bitcoin business going back a few years. I tuned into Bitcoin when it was $300. I went to a mastermind, and so now here it is north of 10,000, and it's obviously been explosive. So if you look at the another industry that, the dot-com industry back in the 90s had the same kind of explosive nature. GoDaddy was a company at that particular time that said, come to us as a single place to register your domains. And so when I heard what Single Point was doing, which is creating a single place that you can come to have a wallet for any cryptocurrency, whether it be Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin, whatever Ripple, whatever it is, you can come to one place and have a wallet to be able to have all of this in one single place. I said, this is an amazing concept, and it was a public company, and I said, let's do it. It sounds great.
Well, Greg, what will be the focus of the national ad campaign? Will you be encouraging people to use the app?
Well, yeah, I mean, really, the focus is to, I guess let's go back to the GoDaddy example, to where at that time, really no one knew how to get a domain. We're taking that same approach, and we're going to show people how to download coins, to their wallet through this commercial. So that's our main focus, is to help people to get into this business.
Kevin, you're obviously well known as a successful investor. Now, do you see Bitcoin and cryptocurrency continuing to experience the kind of growth we've seen the last couple of years?
Well, I think as Bitcoin becomes more applicable to be used in various places, and more establishments taking it. I mean, just recently, the Mavericks, Mark Cuban's company, is now taking Bitcoin for tickets, and Overstock has done an amazing job for years, been taking Bitcoin. So I think the more places that you can spend Bitcoin, the wider acceptance you have to it, and then on a global basis. So I feel that generally the market will follow as more places come on board to be able to spend the Bitcoin.
That's fascinating. Now, Greg, when do you expect the campaign to launch?
Well, we're hoping to launch this quarter. So, today was the start of it, actually shooting it, which we successfully have done. And by the way, Kevin was phenomenal today. And so now it's time to edit. And like I said, I'd like to get it out this first quarter. So we're very excited about it.
Once again, Single Point Incorporated, SING, Kevin Harrington, Greg Lambrecht. Gentlemen, very exciting. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Don, and go sing.
Appreciate it.
Belize, which continues to be a thriving tourist destination, is also home to TKO Farms, a lush oasis of hardwood, tropical, and citrus trees. In this video, we explore the tremendous investment opportunities of this prosperous and flourishing farmland. Specifically, TKO Farms is home to teak and mahogany trees, ideal for furniture, flooring, and boats. Citrus and coconut trees, which of course are a source of food consumption, along with health and beauty products. And the elusive soursop tree, an exciting and highly profitable fruit, rich in nutrients, vitamins, and cancer-fighting properties. Belize is a country blooming with culture, beauty, and opportunity. In fact, in a recent Forbes article, Belize was ranked as the #2 country in the world among international areas for investment opportunities. And with a population of just over 350,000, it has the lowest density population in South America. The farm is just 50 miles outside of Belize City and a 15-minute drive from the capital city. It boasts the most beautiful valley views along with enchanting sunrise and sunset mountain views. In total, there will be over 220,000 trees when fully planted on the farm. Originally, the farm consisted of 160 acres, and in the mid-2000s it expanded to over 500 acres, increasing its value almost 4 times. Here's a glimpse of our proposed new addition of 400 acres at TKO Farms. The farm consists of 3 separate sections of land. The main farm, where all the equipment and workers are housed, is approximately 400 acres with a second 112 acres just down the road 4,000 to 5,000 feet. The other 400 acres sits on the river just 1,000 feet away. With the expansion of the 400 acres, that is prime farmland, the new coconut and soursop trees will grow to produce fruit in 18 months, and another 65,500 hardwood trees will be added. At the ground level, we are excited to show you acres and acres of land and roads that allow you the freedom to get lost in this breathtaking oasis. Here at TKO Farms, we will be adding 4 cottages that are allocated to investors. These cottages are used by our investment partners 1 week out of the year. This allows you to enjoy a vacation destination at no cost and enjoy local destination points. Now we're taking a tour of the farm support and housing for employees. Here at TKO Farms, we have site farmers, farming equipment, and transportation for access throughout the farm. TKO Farms' long-term annuity are the teak trees. With trees that are 8 to 12 years old, harvest for the purpose of thinning will begin in 24 months, providing cash flow. Teak has a market value of $25 per board foot, which averages anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per tree. Observe as a gentleman on the farm demonstrates the width of the tree to give a real perspective on how the trees are growing. There are more than 50,000 cash crops growing or to be planted among coconut, citrus, and soursop. The 8,500 orange and citrus trees produce a return now. The 9,500 coconut trees are a major asset to the farm due to the demand of coconut water, oil, meat, and other uses. Some trees are producing now, with most producing over the next 18 months. Soursop is the farm's most exciting product within the last 24 months. Over 3,000 have been planted, with some already producing fruit. This is a fruit destined to yield tremendous returns for the farm starting in the next 12 months, as there is a great demand for soursop fruit with prices at $10 a pound in stores. One soursop tree produces 5 to 20 fruit a year, and you can also get more soursop trees on an acre than almost any other tree producing this kind of return. With the allotted 400 acres, imagine the possibilities, as we will have the world's largest organic soursop farm with 10,000 trees and growing. The 400-acre farm will have, after planting, 65,500 teak, 18,750 coconut, and 9,000 soursop trees for a total 93,250 trees. The teak reaches harvesting value when the hardwood grows to occupy the entire diameter of the tree, approximately 20 to 25 years after planting. The mahogany and other hardwood take an additional 5 to 10 years. TKO Farms, Inc. consisting of acres upon acres of lush landscapes with drivable roads, leading you to 9 tree plantations rich with cash crops and long-term annuities that will yield consistent and lucrative returns for years on end. As you can see, TKO Farms is located in the most pristine tropical location, and the air is crystal clear. Come to Belize, come to paradise, and come to TKO Farms.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat-fee news distribution network on the market. It's called Access Wire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the Access Wire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. Access Wire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us. I'm pleased to be joined in studio now by Ray Smith. Ray is the CEO of Tricera Financial Incorporated, TRYS, their stock symbol. Ray, great to see you again.
It's awesome to be here, Don. Thank you.
Well, we're very pleased to be reinitiating coverage of the company. We've been following your company for several years, having spoken to you a little while. Tell us again what the company does.
We help people manage their money and manage their credit. And we say 5% of your wealth is cash and 95% is accessed through credit. So if you have bad credit, you really get locked out of your wealth capabilities. So we have a program called Successful Habits of the Rich, and we help you match your spending up with your income, and then we look at your credit, where you're at today, and we try to make sure that it's accurate and your scores are where they need to be.
Well, it's kind of interesting, and we'll use a car dealer as an example, because if someone gets turned down for a car loan, it doesn't just affect that person. It affects the car salesperson. He spent a lot of time getting that person into the car, test driving, demonstrating, going through the whole process. Maybe took an hour, 2 hours. You know how long it takes to buy a car these days, only to find out the person didn't qualify. And that doesn't only affect the buyer, but it affects the seller as well.
That's right. So the buyer is frustrated. They don't know what to do. The dealership spent so much money in marketing and advertisement to get that customer in there. And the salesperson spent their time and energy, and then there's nothing. So what we've done is we created this live agent kiosk that we actually place at car dealerships. So when someone gets turned down, they come over to the kiosk, they lift up the gold handset, and they say, talk to a credit specialist.
Okay.
And one of our professionals will come on the screen, and now we
So
can
we're getting a
help
live
advise
demonstration
them.
right now.
That's right, right now.
Okay.
And so here's what our professional right there, and we're able to talk. Oh, hi, I understand you're at a Ford dealership.
Okay.
And what's wrong with your credit? Now we're having a live consultation with that person, rather than just sending them out the door with no direction.
So we have a credit specialist on the line, and you can basically walk through your program to help them get qualified for that car that they just were turned down for.
That's right. And then since this is our proprietary software, we've just taken control, our agent, our professional, of this unit, and now we're helping the customer enroll into our program right there while they're at the dealership.
And as you said, this kiosk is located within the dealership, so when someone ordinarily is turned down for a loan, they leave the dealership in a bad mood.
That's right.
The salesman's in a bad mood because you just spent all this time trying to get that person into the vehicle. Nobody's happy. This time they leave them in the dealership, direct them to the kiosk, and you can help solve the problem.
Right there, right there. And then because this is like an affiliate station, the dealership can follow along where that customer is through our process. So we know when to send that customer back to the dealership to get that car. Maybe not the car that they were looking for, maybe now they can qualify for an even better car.
Well, that's kind of interesting that you mentioned that, because, you know, nowadays you're not always turned down. You may get accepted, but with a 29% interest rate. Can you help in that case as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're working with a company that does auto loan refinances, and their numbers, 83% of the people that contact them are turned down because of their credit, because they don't meet the minimum FICO threshold, or there's something on their credit report.
Right.
And we've actually had a customer, call us and said that he was in a 29% auto loan. He's got to be upside down in that vehicle.
Oh, of course.
I mean, it is terrible, and these people are hardworking. You can just tell that the economy is coming back, the people's spirit is coming back, and our products are prime for the economy now.
Well, you definitely feel it in the economy. People are excited. The economy is booming. The stock market is going ballistic. Businesses are giving bonuses to their employees as a result of the tax cuts. So things are really gelling with respect to business. But there are still people that, as a result of what went on the last 9 or 10 years, are still finding themselves in a credit crunch. Yeah. And as you once said on this program, you said something rather interesting when you were describing people's wealth. You were saying that wealth is really made up of 5% cash and 95% of access to credit. Can you tell us about that again?
Yeah, because look, your home and your car, the biggest purchases you make, you have to have good credit to get. And when the whole financial crisis happened, everyone's credit just got demolished. People don't know what to do because we're never taught how the financial system works. And then they see the low credit scores and they feel like that's a credit character reference score. It's not. It's a computer-generated score just for an automation for lenders. So what we want to do is look at your credit report, analyze it. For today, where are you at? What items need to be corrected? What items are missing off of your credit report? So now we can boost your scores up so that you can access in that 95%.
Well, what's really interesting about your system, and you've mentioned this on the program before, is that you're able to give people credit for things on their credit report that don't ordinarily appear there.
That's right. So people pay their insurance. When they go apply for insurance, the insurance company pull your credit, and your credit scores dictate your premiums.
Right.
But yet when you pay your premiums, they don't get reported to the bureaus. Your rent, cell phone, your utilities, those types of items. So we're able to help a customer increase their portfolio on their credit report so to show their true creditworthiness to the lenders.
You once mentioned another, as I mentioned, we've been talking to your company for a number of years, and you said some really interesting things. Another point I'm going to bring up is you had an example one time where someone had a $250 credit limit on a credit card, and I think they had used like almost all of that $250, and they were trying to apply for a mortgage, but because that credit card was so much closer to the credit limit, they didn't qualify, and you showed them how paying just like $100 on that credit card got them over the threshold to qualify for the mortgage.
For a $250,000 mortgage,
wow.
$100 is holding people back, and the system is screwy, right, at best. But this is what we teach people. We take them from today, and we have a 6-month program, and we hand walk them all the way through the process, and we educate them, because we don't want them to come back and fall in that hole. We want to pull them out of that hole. We want to fill the hole so they don't fall back in.
Well, it's really interesting because these are things that the mortgage company's not going to tell you. The car dealership probably doesn't know, so they can't tell you. When they get involved with your credit specialist or they talk to you directly, it helps solve all these problems.
That's right, because we have experienced professionals that know exactly where you are today and what we need to do just by looking at it, just because of the number of people that we've helped over the years.
So exciting. Once again, Tricera Financial, TRYF is their stock symbol. Their website is tricera.com. Be sure and visit that. Ray, we're really looking forward to another series of interviews with you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Don. It's awesome.
And joining us now on the phone is Michael Markowski. He's a startup expert with Trophy Investing. Michael, welcome back to the program.
Hey, Don, it's great to be back with you.
Now, we've been talking with you about startup companies, startup app companies specifically, where people can invest as little as $100 in, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Now, you've got a table for us we want to take a look at. Table number 1, we see some cereal boxes. What's that all about?
Well, Airbnb, Don, was founded as a startup company just before the market crashed in 2008. Since the founders of Airbnb had tapped out their credit cards and it was very difficult to raise capital at the time, they resorted to buying 1,000 boxes of Cheerios and Captain Crunch cereal. They created 2 posters for each of the 2 boxes with the pictures that were for the 2 presidential candidates, Barack Obama and John McCain. They glued them on the boxes. They were then able to get publicity by being on a national TV show for their cereal boxes. This enabled them to raise their first $30,000 from selling boxes of cereal, which they'd marked up to $40 per box.
That's amazing. Now, you've got another table here. Tell me about this picture.
Well, this picture is actually the picture of one of the founders of Airbnb in his apartment, along with the posters and the boxes that he was utilizing to manufacture these Airbnb boxes. The founders, this is amazing, the founders of Airbnb even lived off the cereal boxes that they did not sell by eating cereal until they ate all the cereal because money was so tight. The story is a case book study for entrepreneurism.
We've got a third table here to take a look at. Tell me about this.
This table contains the amount that one could have made by investing $100 into 4 of the most popular smartphone apps when the companies were startups. Had you invested $100 in Airbnb, you would have made $2 million. In Uber, you would have made $1.35 million. WhatsApp, $730,000, and from Snapchat, $160,000. Now, Snapchat has a similar story as Airbnb. A guy comes home one day from work and found as an investment banker and found his kids playing with the Snapchat app. They were very excited about it. So after he called, he found who the inventor was, called them, and he learned that Snapchat needed capital. So he, his friends, and the Catholic high school that his kids attended invested in the company. Then when it was a startup stage. On Snapchat's IPO in 2017, the high school made more than $20 million from their $15,000 investment.
Now, there's still opportunities, Michael, to invest in app startups?
Yes. The chart shows that between now and 2020, there will be 1.4 million apps to hit the App Store. So app investment opportunities are abundant.
So people look at the 4 that you were talking about, but there are now new opportunities that are coming along virtually every day, right? That people could invest $100 in? Yeah.
Yes, there's presently 2 that there's an app that I've identified that has the same potential of these 4 that one can invest as little as $100 in. There's another digital startup company that one can invest as little as $100 in. Both of these have the potential, if they hit, to make $1 million sometime in the next decade. Not this decade. It don't move that fast. Your viewers should invest $100 into each of them to diversify. It's because historical data shows that only 25% of the startups become successful. However, it only takes one, Don, to make a fortune. One should plan on investing $100 into at least 10 different startups.
Well, once again, for more information, visit the website MoneyTV.club. Again, Michael Markowski, Trophy Investing. Michael, so exciting. Thanks so much for joining us again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We're going to talk about the People's Republic of California on this week's Money Wrap radio program. To find a radio station near you, to listen online, go to MoneyWrap.com. Call us right now, toll-free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449 for free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free. Again, toll-free, 888-259-4449. Visit us at MoneyTV.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's our show this week. As always, we'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining us.